Hello, Brent. You guys look amazing.
Oh, well, thank you.
Neither of us have pants on right now.
Okay, can I be honest with you? I'm not wearing a bra right now.
That's sweet.
You know what?
You're just on here. We actually we don't have pants on. We have shorts on.
We have shorts on.
They're like soccer shorts, but like you look fancy up top, you know.
I respect that shorts game. That's really cool. Yeah, I've got leggings, no bra. We're doing like full pandemic interview right now. It's fantastic.
We're not wearing bras either.
Yeah, we don't have our bras on either.
We call it No Bra Friday.
Yep.
No bra Friday. I like that. But for me, it's like no bra every day that ends in Y during these past few months. So there you go. I'm so excited to talk to you guys because this project you guys have been working on, Smith & Myers, which, by the way, sounds like a top shelf whiskey to me also. Like, yeah, I'm just having two fingers of, law firm. There you go. This is not a new project necessarily. This has been something that you guys have been kind of working on and noodling with the fans about for quite some time. And now it's finally coming to fruition. The new album is going to be out October 9th, Smith & Myers Volume 1, which I like because it leaves room for many volumes.
Yes,
it does.
Many volumes.
Which you'll find out next week if there's another volume.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, when we saw you guys were cooking.
What if we say you'll find out next week if there's another volume? We just tweet out and go, there's no other volume.
Yeah.
That's
Psych.
It.
Nothing is coming.
Nothing is happening.
You cannot mess with my emotions like that right now.
Okay, sorry.
We would never do that.
No, it's all good. But, you know, when we first saw you guys were really cooking something up, this was like early 2020. And then all of a sudden, hey, we're in a pandemic situation. So what has it been like starting a new project during COVID-19 times?
It didn't start that way.
It started not in COVID-19 times. It started with, hey, let's go to Malibu and make this record with our friend Dave Bassett, and then once we were there, the COVID times started happening. So it was we got there. We were in there for about a week. We had done about a week's worth of work, and then we came in. I believe it was a Monday or Tuesday, and Dave was like, clearly had a different look on his face, and because we were reading about it and was like, what is this? It feels like they're trying to make people afraid of something. And Dave was like, they canceled South by Southwest, and we are like, all right, this is a thing. This is like this is a real thing. So then we kind of knew we were in it. We basically finished most of 70% of the record, and then I went home to Memphis. Dave went to Hawaii to check on a rental property that he has. I got stuck in Memphis. Dave got stuck in Hawaii, which one of those places to be stuck in. I'm home, so it's fine for me, but I can't imagine just the horror of being stuck in Hawaii. And then Brent stayed in Los Angeles, and we rode out the stay at home for a couple weeks and you know, flatten the curve.
Yeah.
And we're still curving.
Yeah, we're
curving. We're so curving. Well, one thing that I love is that you guys released two songs, you know, right at the same time. One being a cover, which you guys are not strangers to the world of making badass covers. But the new single, Not Mad Enough, is super powerful. I don't know when you put the pen to the paper, but in like the current day, like today, that song feels more relatable and more valid than ever before. So where did the inspiration come from, and when did you guys actually start writing that song?
So the reality of Not Mad Enough came from the fact of, like Zach was saying, I quarantined for 19 weeks in Los Angeles. Dave our producer was in Hawaii. We had gotten Zach back to his family, needed to make sure early on with everything that was going on. So Dave was quarantined in Hawaii for 16 weeks. So when he came back, mind you, so it's a 20-song project. And we had 17 songs done before all of this happened. And then by the time Dave was able to come back to California, we took that first week. We reviewed everything that we had already had because we still had 3 songs to write. And so I remember reviewing everything, and then that Friday, going back to my hotel room and turning the television on, and I watched what happened to George Floyd basically in real time with the rest of the world. And you know, when I say that I got the wind knocked out of me, I think the entire world got the wind knocked out of them. But the reality is this: the song came very quickly. The intention of the song is to expose right and wrong. And you know, one of the elements about this song, it's interesting because me and Zach talk about it. We really wish the song hadn't been written, to be honest with you. We wish the man was still alive. We wish he was with his family. But I think that it poses a larger question and an overview of everything that's going on in the world right now. And the fact of the matter is, we all need to be able to have enough decency with each other to stop screaming at one another and start figuring out what we need to do in order to save our future together by having conversations that actually create action and real change. But we just didn't want to bury our head in the sand and act like it wasn't going on and not discuss it and not put it out there, because it does need to be discussed. We're all in the midst of something that we haven't seen in regards to a pandemic and a virus that we've not seen anything like this in 100 years. And then that on top of all of these other wounds that have not obviously been healed. And the only way that you're going to truly heal them and move forward is you have to talk about things that sometimes are very uncomfortable, but you got to talk it out to create the compromise in order to develop the action that you need to move forward and really make things happen for a brighter future.
I love that. You're getting me all misty over here, so thank you. One of the things I've seen you guys say in the past, few weeks, months is just about the fact that music brings people together, helps us heal. You guys have one of the most passionate fan bases of anyone I've ever known. And one of the things that you had asked of your fans, because you guys always have these great open dialogues, was about what songs they would maybe want you to cover. And one of the songs that you did cover is Rockin' in the Free World, another song, like, as far as the times that we're living in. And that song came out, decades and decades and decades ago, but still is very much relevant to the present day. So I love that you guys chose that song. What were some of the other songs that maybe fans had suggested that you went, damn, that's a good idea, but maybe you haven't dabbled with yet?
I mean, there's a bunch of stuff in there. There was really one that almost didn't get left on the cutting room floor that was in the final conversation of the final song was All Too Well by Taylor Swift, which sounds like something that we wouldn't do, but one of our favorite songs. Yeah. So that, that's one of the ones that maybe would seem weird for us to do. But again, I had never heard that song. The Red album had just come out. We were in LA writing for Attention maybe? Yeah. Or maybe that or Threat. But we, I remember Brent, it would have been Threat.
It would have been Threat.
And Brent played me All Too Well, and I was like, man, this is not one of the best songs I've heard in the last year. This is one of the best songs I've ever heard, ever. So, that's a song that fans submitted that too because they knew we liked it. There was a couple other ones. There was a couple other offbeat kind of more.
There was some old school 80s, I Want to Dance with Somebody by Whitney Houston. There was quite a few Michael Jackson requests. Listen to Your Heart.
Oh, yes, please.
Michael Jackson would have been good too.
There was a bunch of George Michael. There's a lot of 80s.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was suspect. I was like, this is the same person. They just got different names.
I love that. But you guys really can do just about anything. And even that Rockin' in the Free World cover, I was not expecting the piano, and it blew me away. So well done, and thank you. That was just stunning. And obviously in the past few years, there have been some pretty awesome rock covers that have surfaced from all over the place, even some really cool quarantine collaboration covers. But what one cover from another band has kind of impressed you guys the most?
Definitely the Bad Wolves cover that they did, A Zombie, was probably at the top tier for recent, current music.
It came out at a time too where it was like, what a just weird time and course of events that took place when that song came out, of her passing, and then they had already recorded the song. She was supposed to be on the song. It was just a weird course of events that made that song, and I think it makes that song more special. Disturbed's version of Sound of Silence is obviously really cool. I've seen some cool, you talk about the collaborative, what people doing it on Zoom and stuff, some really cool Iron Maiden covers, Chris Jericho and a couple other listeners did an Iron Maiden cover. That's awesome. There's been some really cool ones. It's a lot of fun. The Rolling Stones did, I think they did Wild Horses maybe, acoustic, and they were all in different places. That's their own song, granted, but super cool to see that kind of stuff. This has brought, a very interesting place now where you realize you can do things from, like, if you want to do, if you know, people and friends who are in other bands live in another city, you can do things like this now. So it's kind of cool to see that. But yeah, we're definitely ready to get back to normalcy, if you will.
Totally. I'm with you. And over the past, several months, we've seen that, this pandemic affects everybody the same. Nobody is exempt and everybody's in the same place. But it kind of gives us an opportunity to check out new music and listen to new music, listen to some Smith and Myers. Who have you guys found is maybe like a super celebrity that's also a super fan of yours? Who has come out to say, like, I love you guys. I'm here for you.
I have no idea.
Galecki comes out to shows all the time.
Yeah,
Johnny Galecki from Big Bang Theory.
Awesome.
One of my friends now, and who else? Here's the thing: we'll know that they come to shows after because they'll like post it on their Instagram. We won't even know they're there, which
You're
is really
like,
cool.
what?
That's always fun to kind of find out. I'm like, and it's cool too that the fact that those people are like not hitting us up and being like, "Hey, I'm coming to your show," and they don't pull in backstage. We'll just like see on their Instagram story that they're there. That's been kind of cool, but I don't know. I feel like we haven't played a real show in so long.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has been a minute.
We're in Pennsylvania right now. We're in Scranton. We have a show tonight. We have a show tomorrow night in Butler, which is like close to Pittsburgh. But the whole thing with like celebrities and other people that over the years, either that we've seen them at our shows or what have you. I don't know if we pay close attention to those types of things.
Well, we're on stage.
The biggest thing for me is I freaked out because I love the comedian Joe Coy. Like, he's one of my favorite. Like, he's just the absolute funniest dude in the world. And he started following us on.
He like comments like on your Instagram.
Yeah, man. And because we went to a show earlier in the year. He had 2 nights at the Forum in LA, both sold out. And he was just amazing. And I tweeted him or I put something up about him and his show on our Instagram, and he hit us right back. And I was like, I just fangirled out.
That is super, super cool. And, obviously social media can be like a really positive place, but it can also get a little, it can be a little bit negative too. I mean, especially you guys know this, like, really, how do you deal with the negative side of social media? What advice do you have? Yeah, just
I used to be the guy that would get roped into comments. Like, I would only, like Brent always says, there's a million positive comments to every one negative comment. And I would be the guy, I would laser focus on the negative comment. And I'll not now, you know what I do? I just don't read. If it's a negative comment, I delete it. I block the person, and that's that. And it's honestly it's made my life way easier. I've recently I've been off Facebook for a month now. That's helped. I know this is going to sound maybe corny, but I think now people will know where I'm coming from. It has helped my mental state to the umpteenth degree.
I'm just reading all of
you know what I realize? Sometimes Brent does these things, and I'll comment, like I'll be at home and he'll be on an Instagram interview. Now I realize that why he never sees my comments. I never look at I haven't looked at the comments one time on this thing. I've been me and you. I've been right here.
Focus.
But no, I got rid of Facebook, and it changed my mood for the better. I was watching people argue about dumb things that didn't matter, and they're fighting with each other over, in the end, nothing. People that don't care about them in the least, and it's like you're arguing with these people, and it's like, this is just dumb, man. And it's like, it wasn't even on my page. It was just scrolling down my feed. I would see it on all these other people. So for me, it was just getting rid of that really helped my mental state. And now I don't deal with it anymore. I was the guy in the band, though, that would, like, if someone said one negative thing, I'd be like, and here's the thing, as Barry says, I'm the youngest in the band. I get picked on in a fun way a lot. But when I come at you, it is brutal. And I'm coming for your soul. So I will
coming for your soul.
I will look at this person's page and pick out every insecurity and flaw they have, and just write an essay about it. And so now I don't do that anymore, and it's made my life better. I think when you focus on the negative, you're going to get negative back. We always say when it comes to songwriting, good in, good out, and it's like, good in, good out, man. Don't even worry about it. People are going to be negative. We live in a world where this thing that we're talking about right now they give the people this purpose where they can feel like they can say whatever they want to you. And in the words of Mike Tyson, the internet has made you very comfortable with saying whatever you want and not getting punched in the face for it.
I think it's
That's
really
so
important,
true.
though. I think it's important, though, to understand something, though, too. And I mean, it's actually on Netflix right now. There is a documentary that has just come out. I'm actually really shocked they were able to get it out there, because they literally pull the curtain back to every element of social media, from Instagram to Facebook to Twitter to Snapchat to TikTok to LinkedIn to everything. And what it is, it's called The Social Dilemma.
Yes.
And it is profoundly educational, because the reality is that all the people that they interview in this documentary, they were all a part of creating what this is right here. And they were all part of those algorithms, and they were all part of those, you know, the elements of creating sponsorships. I mean, they had the guy that basically created the like button, you know, on Facebook, and he talks about the same response your brain goes through with social media, and that instant gratification. How many likes do I have? Or checking your email, or looking and seeing if somebody commented on something. The physicality of not being able to put the phone down, even when you go to dinner, and not check it within 10 to 15 times. It's the same response of an opioid addict. The dopamine receptors in your brain, it's the same thing. So you start looking at the psychology of this, and you start looking at the overview of it. But bottom line, like I've told him and I've told a lot of people, usually, hands down, for every one negative comment, there's probably 100,000 positives, okay? But the problem with that with people is that the positive side of things, they're like, there's a ton of those people, but why does this one person not like me? And that's what you fixate on. And you just have to learn to detach from it, because at the end of the day, does it really matter?
Yeah, I think it's a mental thing, right? I think that what I've decided, and kind of what made me turn the corner, was what someone thinks of me is none of my business. Truly.
So true. So
in that
true.
negative light, you know, it's like, if someone has a different opinion of me, that's not my business. I know who I am at my core. I know what I do. So it's like, you can't let those people get in your head. But again, we live in a world where that's their outlet, right? That's what they do. So.
Well, you guys have always been huge proponents for taking care of your mental health. I know that the pandemic situation has definitely affected everyone's mental health, whether you're a celebrity or just an average person. But one thing I think would help us all kind of get through this is more shirtless selfies from Brent on Instagram.
Listen, Brent, Kent, our merch guy, who is an amazing human being, sent a text the other day that was just all the shirtless Brent selfies, back and forth. You know what's good though? Here's the good thing: he stopped posting them on the band page, which is great. We were like, hey man, can you just post these on your own page? You know, here's the thing: I don't look that good shirtless, so that's the truth of it is that if he can do it. Here's the thing though: it's not just for Instagram. He will come downstairs if we have a lobby call. This is like an inside joke with our band. He will come down, 5-star hotel, sweating, gym shorts, no shirt. This man has walked through more 5-star hotels shirtless than like a member of the Jackass crew. Like it doesn't matter. Like once he works out, this man next to me is what we call a sweater. So he just sweats for like no reason. He's just a sweaty person.
He glistens.
He's not sweating sitting here, but if he does anything physical, if he thinks about singing, he starts to sweat.
My body is very efficient.
Yeah, his body. We call him the incinerator. He just
oh my God,
calories by sweating. So he feels the need sometimes when he is sweaty to just grab his little device here and go like this and take a usually it's
document
like
it.
Usually it's.
Yes.
That's the face.
The blue steel.
Yeah, that's a good
one. I love it.
I don't have blue steel. I call it Magnum Pierce.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we love it.
Totally different animal.
We love it so much.
Listen,
And I know
I don't know if you know this, but everyone in our band used to do drugs, so it's better than it's better than
Yep.
that.
We traded.
Oh, yeah.
We traded for working out and taking shirtless selfies, which I'll take.
I think that's fantastic. I think that's a fair trade-off, and I'm glad you guys are on the other side of all that. I know that tonight, speaking of getting sweaty, you guys have you've been doing these drive-in concerts. This is kind of like I hate to say the new normal, but that's what we say. It's the new normal.
Don't say that.
I hope it's not the new normal.
For now.
Normal for now.
Hey, you know what though? I got to give a lot of credit to these promoters for putting it together, and they're really. I got to give
They're doing a great job.
Yeah, and the governors that are in these individual states too, they're doing their best. They really are. But like these things are laid out with, each individual county. The mayor has to clear it. The governor of the state has to clear it. The medical board, the health department in that county has to clear it. They're really taking care of people and allowing them to go and still be able to see live music. It's not what we remember live music being, but look. Live music with everybody being together again, that will happen. I mean, all pandemics got one thing in common, and that is they all ended.
Yeah.
So, it just kind of depends on us when that's going to happen. But I got to give these men and women credit. These promoters are, hey, if this is what we got to do, let's just do it.
Yeah, I'm so glad that we've found a way. I know that one of the other things that we've, been doing is everybody's been using, social media to do live streaming concerts. Have you guys checked out a live stream from another band? Who have you seen, through a screen recently, sharing their music with the world?
Hands down, what Post Malone did with all the Nirvana songs was the coolest thing that I saw during all of this.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was a really cool one. Trivium did one that was pretty cool, I saw. And then there's people who do them every week, and like smaller artists who can't tour, they make their livelihood touring and I do it. Like, my friend Tony Luca does one, I think, like every Wednesday. There's a bunch of people who are doing them like weekly. I know Edwin McCain does one weekly, and it's cool to tune in and watch those things, because also you get to see people play songs that maybe they don't play live a lot because if they're doing this every week, you're going to run out of songs to play.
Sure.
So it's been fun to watch for sure. I've been enjoying it.
I think that's so fantastic. I know that we are excited about, getting back to big concert settings at some point. What band have you guys always dreamed of sharing the stage with that you would want to make happen as soon as we can get back to this?
We've actually been able to do that already. We've actually, Iron Maiden, we did 44 dates with them in 2017. That was incredible. Kiss. I mean, we did Canada with them. Way back in the day, we did 2 months with Van Halen.
U2.
I know you too.
I would love to play with you.
U2.
It would be cool. U2. Aerosmith maybe.
Yeah. Oh hell
U2
yeah.
Aerosmith for me. I'm good. After that, we've played festivals and been main support for Black Sabbath.
I mean,
it's been cool.
Who I'd really like to go out with is like Billie Eilish. That would be really fun.
Yeah.
I have a total girl crush on her. I really love her. So I think that's great. I'm into it.
I think the whole world has a crush on her.
We're going to do a Shinedown Billie Eilish Kanye tour.
Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Well, and as far as Smith & Myers goes, would you guys be, is that something that you guys would like to plan too, is some acoustic shows? I mean, is that something that you guys would maybe do in like a smaller, more intimate venue, or would you guys want to do that on the big stage?
I mean, we've toured with this before and done, smaller 2,000 seater places, and it was a lot of fun. So we would like to get back to that. But I mean, if this is not a project that gets to that big stage, it would mean a lot to us just because what we've put into the record and the writing. So we just want to play shows.
Yes.
It's one of those things that these driving shows are fun, but again, it's that. When you get in that atmosphere that's an enclosed atmosphere, even when it's outside, sometimes it feels enclosed like an amphitheater, but it's you and them, right? And it's not this big open atmosphere. So there's so much energy there to be had. And there's so much energy in Smith & Myers shows. That's the one thing about these shows is, he's only got to sing about 60% of the show because the crowd sings so loud. If he wants to at any point, he can just go like this, and the crowd is incredible. So that's kind of been the cool part about the Smith & Myers shows is the fan interaction.
Yeah, we've never did a ceiling for anything. It's not really about that. I mean, it depends on the project, but it also depends on us. Like something that people forget about in the industry is that you're your best cheerleader. You know what I mean? So like sometimes people will be like, you know, well, why isn't this many people coming? Or, you know, why is this city kind of funky? And, you know, we're not really getting as much exposure here and this and that and the other. It's a full-time job. You know what I mean? Like the music is the creative side of things, and you want to go in there. I've always said this though, and it holds true. It really does. You know, I didn't get into music. I didn't become a songwriter because I wanted to be famous. I became a songwriter because I had something to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and vice versa, same with Zach. So, and in the machine that we're in, same thing with Barry Kirch and Eric Bass with everyone in Shinedown. But that's an element there too, where you have to really look at the focal point in studio, and when you're creating, make sure that that is 100% heartfelt at all times. But it's called the music business for a reason. You know what I mean? So you have to allow yourself to understand. And I always tell younger kids too, or the younger generation, they'll ask like, how do you get started? How am I, you know, going to be able to even get any notoriety with a label and what have you? You have to hustle, you know, and you have to practice, you know, and you have to be willing to put yourself in funky situations and roll with the punches on some of it too. It can get awkward sometimes, but at the end of the day, you have to have a goal in mind and what you want to do. And again, if you got something to say, people will listen as long as it's from your heart.
Well, we cannot wait to listen to Smith & Myers Volume 1. It is out October 9th. Any last comments, remarks, thoughts about this new record before I wish you guys a great weekend?
We're just getting started.
Well, we cannot wait. I hope you guys have a great time playing the shows that are coming up in the next few days. I so appreciate your time today. My name is Taryn Daly for radio.com. Brent and Zach, we love you, and we'll talk to you soon.
Much respect. Thank you so much for the time today.
Oh, you're so welcome. We'll see you guys soon.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell for all notifications from radio.com. While you're at it, why don't you check out some of our other great videos.